Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. It's nice seeing XRP outperform Bitcoin and other large cap cryptocurrencies when it comes to certain metrics, despite the fact that XRP is being attacked by not just Bitcoin maxi trolls out there, but the freaking SEC. And although, arguably, and I do believe this XRP is at an artificially suppressed price, it's interesting to see, as a result, headlines like this, now that this lawsuit, just even the pre-trial portion's now been going on for over a year and a half. Well, look at this headline. XRP is supposed to be at zero by now, right? But look at the headline from you today. XRP and Cardano managed to attract positive flows last week despite crypto market drops. And so I think it was the case that over the last week, I think the number was that Bitcoin went down, like lost 15 million in flows, and XRP was up. And not by a crazy amount, it was like a few $100,000 based on the various hedge funds and such that were considered within the report. But still, that's an interesting thing to see, is it not? And also, I wanted to share with you, I bought some damn cryptocurrency today. I have not bought cryptocurrency in, I think, just over 2 months. I checked my history. I knew it had been a little while. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that, too. But before going any further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this video, XRP is at 34 cents. Bitcoin is at $21,544. Market cap for the asset class, 1.05 trillion. Bitcoin dominance at just a hair over 39%. And here you have the Crypto Fear and Greed Index at 28 out of 100. So market participants still in fear. No longer in extreme fear, but damn, we were just up to what, 46 or 47 just within the last week or so? Something like that. I think it got as high as that roughly a week ago. Right, and here we are back down, just directionally, whatever the direction is. People feel things that, good or bad depending on the direction, of course, but they just feel like it's going to do that forever, and they think it's... Actually, they don't. They don't think through it. They just feel things. I was going to say they think that it's just going to go that route forever. No, that's not precise enough. They just feel that it's going to go that route forever, frankly. But it's completely silly, and that's not actually how this all works. Not at all. And in fact, so here's the deal. And I actually did share this on social media a little bit earlier, all upon the Twitters, but... I stopped purchasing cryptocurrency at some point late last year, and although I don't share my holdings for individual cryptocurrencies, I'm happy to share when I do buy cryptocurrency, and one day when I start selling and cashing out into United States dollars, I'll be happy to be transparent about that too, and I'll probably, when it comes to XRP, whenever that day finally freaking comes, because I've never sold a single XRP, maybe I'll say what percentages I'm selling at what price levels, but in terms of the monetary value relative to the United States dollar, I think I'm probably going to want to keep that private. I think you guys can understand why. If I ever change my opinion, I reserve the right to do that, but I probably won't. But I stopped purchasing at the end of last year because I just decided my bags are packed. I've been dollar cost averaging into the space for years, literally on end. And it got to the point with XRP, my largest crypto holding by a good bit. It's my favorite cryptocurrency to this day. And it got to the point where I was just like, I have to stop or I have a problem. I've told that story before. I was like, I have to stop. And I made some larger purchases, for me anyway, towards, it was probably like the third quarter of 2020, pulling from memory here. But by the time, late 2021's rolling around, I'm like, okay, like seriously, I'm waiting for the altcoin, like the major parabolic move to the upside. I'm just going to sit tight. So we never had a true alt season. There were certain coins that definitely took off. And fine, XRP, it bottomed at 11 cents this past market cycle. It did shoot up to about $2, so almost a 20-fold increase. 20-fold, okay, whatever, nothing to sneeze at. That's cool. But it never did hit a new all-time high. Yet, anyway. It's the only cryptocurrency in the top 10 that didn't hit a new all-time high, but I blame the SEC for that personally. But setting all those facts aside, I just, as crypto prices continue to go up, and then Bitcoin ultimately hit almost $70,000, and there were coins that were popping off, but even the ones that weren't tremendously popping off, they were worth then a good bit more than they are now. But still, I didn't want to cash out in USD because that's not the moment that I've been waiting for since I jumped into crypto almost 5 years ago. I knew that was not the moment. And so the fact that it's volatile and my net worth in terms of crypto holdings went down substantially, I didn't feel emotions over that. I didn't care. It wasn't the moment I was looking for, so I was happy to continue holding. I still think XRP is going to hit a new all-time high at some point in the future. And I don't pretend to know when, but I think it'll enter price discovery. But, with how much things have been crashing in recent months, it got to the point where even though I was like, okay, my bags are packed. Okay, the prices have crashed enough where I'm starting to feel a little excited. I'm getting a little bit of the tingle. So when people are feeling fears, prices going down, I actually finally, the price got low enough where I didn't feel fear. Hell no. I started to feel excited. So I was like, okay, fine. I'm not going to make, even though I do have a fair amount of cash on the side, unless there's a massive dump, all I'm going to do is just top off my bag. So that's what I've been looking at. And so today was the first time in 2 months since I decided to purchase more crypto. I didn't buy XRP, but XRP, just because that's my largest holding. Like, if I'm gonna top off bags, I feel like I need to diversify a bit more. That's got to. That's how I feel deep within my soul here. And so, what did I purchase? I purchased a little cryptocurrency called HBAR, which I know a lot of you listening do hold. And I just kind of picked up on that, just being in the community and paying attention to what my fellow XRP holders have been saying. There are a ton of you out there that I could already just tell anecdotally. There's a lot of you out there that, yes, you're huge fans of XRP like me, but you also like HBAR. And so I wanted to briefly mention that, and I'm hoping that this will be okay and reasonable to all of you. And look, I'm not pitching you on anything. I have nothing to sell. I don't have a course to sell. I've never even had a sponsor on this channel for cryptocurrency or anything even unrelated to that. And I'm not against, necessarily doing, having a sponsor in the future. I'm never going to be, I just can't imagine pitching a coin or something like that for money. I'm not going to do that. I just haven't done that personally because this is like my most favoriteest hobby I've ever had, but I'm not treating it like a business. And so, if I ever actually were going to do this full time, then yeah, I think that I need to find ways to monetize it a bit more. So in that case, yeah, I'd probably take on some sponsors and stuff. But the only reason I'm even mentioning that is just to be clear. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just sharing with you information that I think is really neat and worth knowing. And I think it's just like fun to talk about this stuff. This is the type of stuff where I wish that I could just sit down with everybody out there listening. If we could just sit down on a patio, have an adult beverage, maybe a little beer, whatever you want, whatever your beverage of choices, or maybe if you're boring, maybe it's water. I'm kidding. It's fine. I'm teasing. But this is this type of stuff that it's fun to talk about here. So I'm not telling you to buy, just to be super duper, like triple clear. Don't go buy this just because I'm talking about. I'm just a dude on the internet, and maybe I'm wrong, and I think it's gonna be worth way more in the future. HBAR, maybe it goes to zero. I don't know. What the hell do I know? I'm a dude on the internet named Moon Lambo. All right, just saying. Don't take, even if I were offering financial advice, like, don't take financial advice from a guy on the internet named Moon Lambo who may or may not be wearing pants. You don't even know my current pants situation. I'm going to be taking financial advice from a Moon Lambo and going, damn sense. So anyway, what I tweeted out earlier was, how many of my fellow XRP holders out there also have HBAR? Currently number 50 in market cap at only $964 million. And so that's true. It was previously a bit higher in terms of market cap, but there were a lot of likes, 675 likes on this, and this is just from a little bit earlier today. Retweeted almost a couple dozen times. So I'm not the only one that likes XRP and HBAR. And it's worth highlighting this. Like, I'm not going to get into all the technical reasons for why. But if this isn't a good reason to, like, make yourself aware of what's going on at a minimum, I don't know what is. Here's the HBAR, it's Hedera. Hedera hash graph. So the ticker symbol is HBAR, HBAR. And this is their official website right here, as you can see. And it's a platform where you can do all sorts of stuff, smart contracts, all sorts of other things. The intention is not to get into the specifics of HBAR in this video in terms of, from a technical perspective, everything that it's doing. But it can do stuff like what Ethereum does, but it doesn't need upgrades. Like, it actually just works. That's my understanding is, like, just so kind of like if you want to buy stuff with a cryptocurrency, would you use Bitcoin or would you use XRP? If you want to do, you'd probably use XRP because XRP just works right out the box. Well, similarly, if you want to engage in smart contract activities, would you use Ethereum or perhaps HBAR? And this is oversimplifying it. There's a lot more to HBAR, but it's decentralized. And do you know who who's governing HBAR? It's the firms on your screen right here. I think you might have heard of some of these. So it's a decentralized system, and look at who's running this stuff. Boeing, Google, IBM, LG, just those are probably some of the most well-known ones. Ubisoft, right? These are massive, massive firms. And you can see, as they wrote right here, Hedera is owned and governed by the world's leading organizations. And so I then wrote the following, and I'm leading up to a point here, I promise. I wrote, XRP is still my favorite crypto and largest holding. That said, I won't be surprised if percentage gains from HBAR outperform XRP in coming years, as there's less money within that ecosystem. Easier to get a multiplier effect as a result. That concept applies equally to why I believe XRP will offer greater returns than Bitcoin in coming years. I happily hold all three. But with HBAR at only 6.7 cents today, having only half the total supply of XRP and backing from major firms, I'm paying attention and hodling. Okay, so a few things on this. And I've made pretty clear here, like, why I don't dabble in small coins very much at all. Like, technically I have a couple, and I assume they're just going to go to zero at some point. But I was like, whatever, I'll put a little money in. I see the whole asset class moves in tandem, so I'm not particularly fearful. But my whole investment thesis is that utility matters and will win the day. And so I'm going to where real problems are being solved, which is why XRP is still my favorite cryptocurrency. And I still argue there's almost no money in it, even today. But if that's true of XRP, and in my humble opinion it is, there's extra no money in HBAR, yet it's backed by these firms, and I don't think they'd just be wasting their time if they didn't think there was some sort of opportunity for long-term viability with this particular cryptocurrency. And I'm looking at, so it's like there's a reason I don't want to dabble in smaller cap coins. I'm not even as interested in mid cap coins, generally speaking. So you got HBAR here, when I checked earlier today, at number 50 in terms of market cap. So I'm sitting here thinking, maybe this is another one for me where it's kind of like another sweet spot, to where, you know, there's something to it. There's a reason that it's got the support that it's got, but it's also like not even close to being on the radar. You know, you talk 6.7 cents. And so, like, in terms of the multiplier effect, since there's less money in it, if the whole asset class is going to move in tandem when there's an alt season, which I'm still anticipating, you're going to have another parabolic move to the upside at some unknown point in the future. I'm still counting on that. If that happens, and I don't have a crystal ball, I don't know, but if it does happen, I think as money cycles through the system, the world of crypto, when it gets to HBAR, so, but so here's the thing too, and also I don't know when utility is going to sufficiently matter. So just seeing the backing of HBAR and how it's technologically sufficient for things that other cryptocurrencies trying to solve those types of things can't do, like, to me, I just think, okay, well, if there's going to be the come to Jesus moment I talk about, where we, you know, the system, the world of crypto flushes out all the crap coins that don't deserve to be here, I think that XRP and HBAR would be among the top coins that, you know, would make sense for them to persist through that. And again, not that there's any guarantees on this. I just thought it'd be worth talking about this because I just find it so fascinating here, because again, it's a cryptocurrency that's actually technologically sufficient and doing something completely different than what XRP is being positioned for, from what I've seen to this point anyway. You know, for instance, HBAR is not being positioned as a bridge currency, you know. But yeah, so setting aside on top of that, so obviously the degree to which it's supported, and you can see that with XRP. Like, do you see the commonalities here? Why I'm interested in XRP? The true adoption, major firms the world over adopting XRP as a bridge currency. We had the first bank recently adopting XRP via Ripple's on-demand liquidity, so XRP as a bridge currency. You've got that. There's barely any money in it. In fact, if anything, the Bitcoin maxis, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of them are turned off by the fact that Google and IBM and Boeing like HBAR. In which case, that makes me like it more than, because I'm just like, I don't have these weird trust issues that you have, and it's still a decentralized system, but, you know, it's Bitcoin or bust for some of these idiots out there. It really is. But my gosh, in terms of the multiplier effect. And so, so today, why did I purchase today? Well, because as you know, on Friday, crypto markets started tanking, but then they kind of bottomed out. And so now it's been, what, Saturday, Sunday, Monday? So it's been 4 days and mostly trading sideways since then. So finally, I looked at the price of HBAR again, and I was like, huh, wow. And at the time, it was 6.7 cents. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy. I haven't bought it. I was like, it's just another topping off the bag type of thing. But I was like, I haven't bought in a couple months. I'm still hoping things go lower, because if they do, that's when I deploy a ton of capital I have on the sidelines. But I thought, what the heck? So I purchased some more HBAR today. And then I looked back. So this is I think the 5th day that I've, since May of this year, the 5th day where I did purchase additional crypto. And I looked, and my holdings for HBAR are up just shy of 30% just based on purchasing from those 5 days. So I'm like, huh. And I already thought I had reasonable holdings, but I put in, enough that it resulted in that position just after 5 days of purchasing. And so I wanted to share with you something personal here too. From an investment perspective, I am down on this investment. Okay. So here's what I did. And this is just how I'm going to treat this stuff. I'm down probably at this point, I don't know, 25, I'm making a guess here, probably about 25%. So it's worth 25% less than, because I was dollar cost averaging in. And so most of the HBAR that I purchased, it was in like the beginning part of 2021. I don't know, the highest I ever paid on it was like 12 or 13 cents, something like that. And then I just stopped as it continued taking off. So HBAR, it went from where I started purchasing it, whether it was 6 or 7, 8 cents, wherever I started buying it a year and a half ago, it went up to an all-time high not long after of 56 cents. Now, you could say, well, isn't it time to maybe cash out? And I could have, but to me, I'm looking for the true blow-off top. Like, so yeah, it was a substantial chunk of change. It was, and I could have sold it. But I just do not emotionally respond to this stuff. So once it started going back down, I didn't care, because I'm playing the long game. Like, I don't anticipate just because the price is going down that's some sort of sign that fundamentally something is wrong with HBAR now. Same for XRP. When XRP price is going down, it's not some sort of fundamental sign that there's now something wrong with XRP. No, it's emotional people making buying and selling decisions. That's all that it is. That's all that was. And we're not done with crypto here. I don't think that this thing is just going to cease to exist. Same for XRP. And so as it went down, now it got to the point where, based on how much money I spent in dollar cost averaging in a year and a half ago, I am down right now. And even so, I still have never sold any of my HBAR. And I bought more today because when I saw that the price was actually that low, I got that kind of happiness feeling. I was like, it's low. And I'm down, mind you, after it was up way, way, way from whatever my dollar cost average is. I don't know what it was. I'd have to crunch the numbers. I don't know if it was 8, 9, 10 cents, whatever it was. But it went from that to 56 cents, and I didn't sell, and I don't care. Just like when XRP went from 11 cents in March of 2020 up to $2, I didn't sell. 20-fold increase. How could you not sell? That's an even bigger increase, right? No. Because the answer is no, because I have expectations that I set that I think are reasonable. And I set them, well, I started thinking about it in late 2017 when I entered the world of crypto, but after I could see that the bubble plopped in early 2018, I said, okay, I don't know when the bubble's going to inflate again, and specifically at the time I was really heavily thinking about XRP specifically, and I was most interested in it because it has utility. I said, okay, I don't know when this thing is going to inflate again, but I'm placing my bet now, and I'm going to dollar cost average in as a result of this. XRP, it is going to hit a new all-time high at some point in the future. I just don't know when. And since I could never know when, I'm just not going to worry. Like, my bet is placed. So either it goes to 0 or it hits a new all-time high. Neither of those things has happened yet, so I hold. So HBAR, fine. It hit a new all-time high here. But in terms of the multiplier effect, I just think there's so much more potential. So maybe if it were worth like, maybe start selling some, I don't know. Maybe I'd start selling around closer to $2 or something like that. And maybe, kind of slowly exit my position if it's approaching $3 or $4 or $5 or something like that, if that ever happens in the future. But see, and the reason I say stuff like that is because I know that the whole freaking asset class moves in tandem. It's so obvious. So even without speaking about the fundamentals behind it, I'm like, but the fundamentals still do. Like, if I'm going to keep putting like for real money into it, it is good to see that it's technologically sufficient, and there's a reason that it's backed by certain players. So there's certain things that I'm looking for, and you can't know everything about every single project. I've been following XRP for almost 5 years now. I do not know. And there's so much, because look, even the developers building on top of the XRP ledger, and I'm not necessarily just talking about Ripple, you don't know all the things that they're doing. You don't know exactly what that's going to do for the XRP ecosystem and price over the long haul. You can't know everything. So you just do your best to engage in due diligence, understanding that there's still this void out there. It's like you got blinders. You can't, because you can't see it. You can't be all informed of everything within these ecosystems. So then you got to think, does it make sense or does it not make sense? And so I placed my bets with XRP and with HBAR. And I think in the coming days, unless price starts going back up, then I'll just be like, nope. If it goes much higher than this, I'm not going to even top off bags. I won't even consider it. But I may make some more purchases in the coming days just to, maybe hit a stretch goal I just set earlier today. But I don't care if I hit. It's a stretch goal. And if prices go way down, if we get that actual opportunity, then yeah, you better believe I'm going to load up. But see, I just wanted to share the way that I'm looking at this stuff, because it's to me, I always find it interesting to learn about other people's thought process behind why they're treating their cryptocurrencies the way that they are. And this is why I wish I could just sit down with all of you and just like have a discussion about like what your thought processes are and learn about that too, because I find it so intriguing. And there's no perfect answer, and everybody has different risk tolerances, and people would argue about what's reasonable to do and so on and so forth. But to me, that's fun and engaging, which is why and so I don't always make videos like this, not very frequently at all, but I just thought I'd share with you kind of the way that I'm thinking about this stuff, because I think it's fun. And I recognize this truly as a life-changing opportunity. I truly do. If this goes the way that I anticipated, well, and I'm just saying crypto as an asset class in general, my gosh, we are so damn early. I'll say this, like, if I'm right, and it's not just me that's betting on this, but if I'm right, and we just get one more huge rally, and altcoins as a whole are a part of that, bam, that's it. Like, for me, that's enough. I'm done. I'm good. Not literally. I'm not saying I'll literally stop being interested in crypto, but I'm saying that's all it'll take. If it's the same type of massive parabolic, total euphoria frenzy that we saw several years ago, which only happens, it's not going to happen every couple of years. That's not how this works. But if we do get one of those, yup, and I'm still counting on that indeed being the case here. So that's why for me, it's just like, I still firmly believe this. Utility matters and will win the day. But in the short term here, I still recognize that the asset class, it's just moving in tandem here. And so I'm looking at, again, just to be clear before I wrap up here, HBAR sitting at about number 50 in market cap. When I consider what I'm interested in, which is ideally something that functionally works and is useful and backing by notable players, but there's almost no money in it. Because you understand that for HBAR, even to get to XRP's current level, which is only 34 cents, that even that would be an 18-fold increase, and there's half the supply total. And the circulating supply, so the max supply for HBAR, 50 billion circulating supply, so that's what's out today. That's been issued, 14 billion. That's it. So I'm just saying, like, why couldn't it reach those levels? I'm not saying that it will. And again, this is not me trying to sell you on it. That's why, the conversation really was about primarily HBAR and XRP, but also like the thought process behind all this stuff. So again, I'm not telling you to buy or sell anything. I just think it makes sense to be aware of what's happening in the world of crypto. You're all adults. You all make your own decisions here. I just noticed that there's a lot of crossover within the XRP community. People who are interested in XRP, huge number also interested in HBAR. But again, is what it is. I hold close to like 30 different cryptocurrencies, but XRP is my largest holding. HBAR is my second to largest holding. And I've been holding other, household names, if you will, in crypto since 2017, including, Ethereum and Bitcoin. So it's not just these, but I'm looking at where the multiplier effect could be. And like, to me, it's just like, this is what makes sense. We'll see if it pans out. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Sorry if that was too much of a ramble, but I don't know. That's how my Moon Lambo brain works. Like, I just wanted to share some stuff, and I like speaking off the cuff. I don't like to have overly structured videos. I just want it to be like I said earlier, like how I'd speak to you if we were sitting on a patio having a beer. Pretty much, that's it. So, would love to hear your thoughts on what I had to say, or any of you approaching the world of crypto even remotely close to how I am. Do you have completely different approaches? Keep the conversation going below, and let me know also if you happen to be holding HBAR. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Lambo.